In the restaurant world, very few names carry the weight that Mario Carbone does. As the creator of Carbone, Mario didn't just open a restaurant, he created a worldwide phenomenon.
You know, this is a night out. It's
is.
more than dinner. We say it's dinner and a show.
Securing a table at any of his restaurants has become the most sought-after reservation by people all over the world, whether in New York, Miami, Vegas, or London. An award-winning chef and restaurateur, Mario understands better than anyone how to make people feel something the moment they walk through the door. Today, on The Scene, we are privileged to be here at the beautiful Carbone London, the site of the hottest restaurant opening of 2025, with Mario Carbone himself. Mario, thank you for having us. It's such an honor to be with you here today.
Welcome, welcome.
Not only is it impossible to get a seat here in Carbone London, but I feel very lucky to be here with Mr. Carbone himself.
Mario, to you, please.
Carbone London is a spectacular restaurant. It's so beautiful. It's a part of a bigger picture of Carbones around the world. Can you tell us about how Carbone started?
Carbone is a mid-century New York Italian-American fine dining restaurant, the likes that I grew up going to as a kid, and I had a love for that style of dining. I define it as a regional Italian food, just the region happens to be the region of New York.
So you're from Italian heritage?
Yes, so my mother's parents were born in Italy, and my father's parents were born in New York as well. So my father's side are multiple generations of New York Italians, and my mother's parents were born in Italy.
And so you grew up with a lot of these traditional Italian dishes. I mean, that's what I love about Carbone here, is that, I mean, the food is spectacular, but it's traditional dishes done extremely well.
That was the goal.
Yeah.
The goal was to make a menu and an ambiance that was very familiar to people that loved the Italian-American restaurant, the Italian restaurant, not to stray too far from the traditions of it, but just try to execute it as well as possible. That was the goal. We were never trying to reinvent this. We were really trying to make the ideal version of it.
The fit out is quite spectacular. Here in London, it's such a glamorous space to walk into. It's enormous. What was your inspiration with it all?
The interior designer is Ken Folk, and he's worked with us for many, many years. And with Carbone, you know, yes, there are multiple locations of it in different cities, but we want them to not be identical.
Okay.
So the instructions, the conversation with the designer is not just replicate New York. It's, okay, how do we take the space that we inhabited and the city that we're going to, and how do we do a Carbone London, you know, Carbone Miami? How does it feel of the place that it is and the building that it is? Each one is shaped differently. Each one has its own pros and cons and challenges and opportunities. So it's great that we work consistently with Ken, because he knows the story and he knows pretty quickly how he wants to go about tackling that one.
Lighting is quite amazing, I think, in the restaurant here. It's like got a beautiful dimness to it.
Yeah.
Is there a certain approach that you try to have?
I think lighting is a critical element to restaurants in general. I think lighting, music, these things are very, very important to me. They're things that I look for in other restaurants. They're part of the atmosphere that's very welcoming and makes you want to keep coming back.
Yes.
It makes you want to be a regular there. It's all of the reasons why we have customers that are here 2 and 3 times a week, which we love. I think it's a very warm environment.
What is it that you want people to feel when they walk into any of your restaurants?
This is theater. I mean, this is theater. The closest thing to restaurants is theater. At 5 p.m. the curtain goes up. There's a new audience every night. We're in costume. It happens exactly the same way for us every single night. We're here to put on a show, and this is a period piece. You're living in, you know, late 1950s, early 1960s New York City, or London for that matter, right? The Cray twins could walk in here in 1962. So it's that. I try to take a director's theatrical approach to this, and consider everything from when you walk in to what are the sounds, what are the smells, what are you interfacing with first, what's your night like. I'm trying to set a scene so that you're living in my little world. That's very important. That I've transported you out of your day. Your day is over now. Once you walk in, you're in mine for the next 3 hours.
It's escapism in a
Yeah,
sense.
well, I think it's something transportive. I'd like you to sort of succumb to my environment. Let us take control now from your captain, waiting on your table and trusting that this person's going to do a great job of guiding my meal tonight, to trusting my team and the chefs back there. I want you to have a good time. This is a night out. It's more than dinner. We say it's dinner and a show. So we really take great pride in that.
The theatre of food is such a great component of Carbone.
Yes.
The way that you deliver the food to the table, your Caesar salad is amazing. The way you mix at the table, and then the croutons, I don't know how you do it, but they're like crispy on the outside and soft on the inside, and it's just alive. I mean, I never thought a Caesar salad could be like that, but it's amazing.
That's the goal.
I think any diet plans are lost when you come to Carbone, because you look at the dessert tray and you're like, oh my God, I want everything.
Yeah.
Could you tell us about the theatre of food here?
It's abundant. I think abundance is an important word for us. Abundance with generosity, abundance with food, abundance with our time and attention. If you went to your Italian mother or grandmother's house, you be sure you're not leaving there hungry. There's a warmthness and a welcoming to being abundant and generous.
Yes.
And that's a theme that we try to carry through, from the size of your croutons and your Caesar salad to your giant tray of cakes. It's an abundance.
With the staff in the lovely velvet jackets, they're important characters, aren't they? If you were to give a briefing to your staff, what are the core things you keep coming back to and the experience you want them to give people?
We give them more training and information than they generally need, so that they're incredibly comfortable at the table answering virtually any question that comes up. I try to avoid the scenario where a captain has to go ask the kitchen about something.
Yeah.
You encounter that situation often at a restaurant. Oh, let me go ask the kitchen. I try to arm them with as much information as possible so that they can just stay there and talk. Oh yeah, of course we can do that. So they're really never leaving your presence. You're very much engaging with them. We want them to be, of course, professional. I want them to provide a level of service that's on par with the very most fine dining restaurants, while stripping away the pretense of that style of dining. We sort of script these things where I don't put a lot of description on the menu. I want you to talk. I want you to have that question. So now you have this dialogue with them. There's things that we intentionally leave off the menu so that they can talk about them.
Great.
So it's this banter you have over what's normally 2.5 to 3 hours.
So obviously with Major Food Group, how many restaurants now in the...
Nearly 60.
Then Carbone is obviously part of that. How do you do this? How do you...
Great people.
Yeah.
An amazing, amazing team. A core group of people that have been with me for over 10 years now. They're really part of the training of the next wave of staff that comes in.
Amazing.
We do everything we can to make sure that we keep retention really high. I love hiring for new positions. I hate hiring for old positions. Always trying to be,
promote within.
Promote from within. Give somebody the path to the next position. Know your team. Know where they're heading in their lives. And just try to create a great environment that people want to buy into, and they want to fight for the cause.
Yeah. Did I hear you're getting married soon?
I am.
Yeah,
yes.
It's very exciting.
Next month.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And in Italy.
In Italy, yeah, in Sicily.
Who's going to cook?
We have an amazing chef, very famous Italian chef who's the corporate chef of the hotel chain Roccoforte. His name's Fulvio, and
I've read about
he's
him.
amazing.
There's still a lot of pressure for him cooking at Mario Carbone's wedding.
I don't think Fulvio feels 1 second of pressure, which is great.
Carbone, Major Food Group, so much happening.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to keep track of everything you're doing.
Understandable.
What's next? Any new things opening?
So the next big opening for us is right back here in London.
Really?
So yeah, we're doing a project called Majors, which is I call it a continental grill. It's a very refined grill, which is something I think the London diner knows very well.
I love it.
And we have done in the past. We have in our portfolio in New York as well, and it's an opportunity in a historic building on Piccadilly.
When is this opening?
This fall.
Very exciting. What are the most iconic dishes at Carbone?
Caesar salad, spicy rigatoni, veal parmesan, bronzino.
What are your favorites?
When I dine at the restaurant, which I do quite frequently, I think It's very important. Restaurant owners don't sit in their seats often enough. I think they need to be a customer and see it from that perspective. So I try to dine at the restaurants a lot, as much as I can. And when I'm there, usually I'll order anything that we've just put on the menu that's new for that season. It's just to check on that. And then if I'm with someone that hasn't been there in a while, or you want to order some of the classics and have meatballs and rigatoni and have those things on the table. I also try to eat relatively healthy because I'm eating for my living. So often, if it's up to me, I often eat quite healthy, which you can do at Carbone without a problem.
Yeah, it's amazing how many chefs we interview and they say, you'd be surprised when I eat at home, my palate needs a break.
Oh, when I eat at home, it's
simple.
It's so simple and so healthy.
Yeah.
Because it's not everywhere else in my life.
Growing up in the hospitality industry, I appreciate how much work goes into it. What advice would you give to someone starting a restaurant, given what you've experienced? You know, the highs, the lows, everything.
Well, hopefully they're coming from a place where they have experience in restaurants, like we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
I think to be sure you want to follow this path, I would spend a good amount of time in the industry. And if you've spent a good amount of time in the industry and you still very much want to do this for your own, because it is a risky proposition. You're going to take, you're going to take investor money. You're going to open this thing. You have a whole big employee base. Restaurants take a lot of people. AI is not coming for these jobs anytime soon.
Yeah, that's which is a nice thing.
It's a great thing.
Yeah.
So it is a scary thing, and if you want to do it, try your best, and it's hard to sort of block out all of the noise outside of the walls of the restaurant, whether it's social media or the press, or focus on what your goal was, what your product is. Make that as great as you can, because everything else is out of your control.
Yes.
What people say, how they react to it, what the press thinks about it. Don't cook for the result. Cook for the product. Make it as great as you possibly can, and then good things will happen from that.
I think what you were saying also about experience in the hospitality industry, it is doing every job, isn't it?
I think if you're going to own a restaurant, you should know how to do everything in the restaurant.
Yes.
That's a very important thing.
Over the years, what is the best advice that's been given to you on the journey?
I think it was leaning on mentors that had gotten to where I was hoping to go to, and getting the encouragement for them that you can do it. You know, even in the hard times, you know, me and Rich and Jeff, we would look to and talk to often, and still to this day, mentors of ours, whether we worked directly for them or we were just kind of friendly colleagues with them, and get the reassurance that we can do this, we're on the right path. We've had some great people in our lives keep us going.
Mario Carbone, thank you so much for having us here in Carbone London, and it's a privilege to be here with you today. And I've got one more question.
Okay.
Can we come and visit you in New York one day?
We'd love that. Please come see us.
Thank you. We'd love to, and maybe come and see those Knicks.
Come see come see our newly crowned world champion New York Knicks.
Mario Carbone, thank you so much.
Thank you. Hey guys, I'm Mario Carbone, and we're on the scene here at Carbone London. We're going to do a beautiful new summer dish for you. It's great. I think you're going to love it.